Hello, YouTube. It's William. Allergies are bad today. It's a Sunday, and I've got all the heat treat done for the next couple of weeks. So I'm out here doing R&B. Wheeling on a stick. I've got a couple of designs that I've had in development for a while. And it's kind of, I'm just out here just feeling of them, seeing how the balance is. When I say whittle on a stick, folks, it's there's a reason behind it. Because getting out here and whittling on a stick clears the mind. It gets you very familiar with your hand and your knife. You understand the intricacies of that knife and how different angles cut different ways. And you learn the knife, whatever that knife is. Excuse me, allergies. And so when I say whittle on a stick, that's the purpose of it. It's good mental health. It's good skills health. It's just healthy. And besides, it's fun. So anyway, this is Model C. Here a while back, I said that I have a bunch of names on a sheet that I'm developing different models and designs to fit that name. And this one is a Field Pro. And basically, I took the field lore and kind of married it to several different other designs. You'll see kind of a gentle sweep of the edge here with that hump. I mean, this one would be good for skinning game. It doesn't have that rounded belly that you typically think about when you're skinning game, but there's a lot of skinning knives that doesn't have that. And there's going to be a lot of people say, well, you know, when you're skinning game, you're going to need that belly. Well, okay. How about a Sportsman's Pro? And so, again, it's got that, this is more of a straight into a belly, but then it has that little jimping up there so you can get your finger up there and get that very controlled. And that tip that we're just finishing up the field trials for the Skinner set, the Junior Skinner and also the Master Skinner. If you've been following along, I'll put a link to that video at the end of this one. If you haven't seen that, those are going to be released probably next month. Well, you know, probably. They will be released next month for pre-orders. But of the field trials, Pano and Dan and Tim, all of them said that right there, that design, that tip is the bomb. That is the best design for skinning game, is that tip. If I can get that close into the video, there you go. Okay, and that little jimping right there is not too aggressive, but it's just enough there to, if you have gloves or it's cold, that you can feel that tip and get very precise controlled cuts with that. And it has the belly and all that and the tooth and just what a WC knife is all about, okay? Now the handle on this may change somewhat. I think that I'm going to go, this was developed from an old blank that I had that I had to make. I wanted to salvage that blank, so I used it to create this design. It will be 1/8" steel. So basically it's going to be part of the Sportsman series or sets. You've got the Master Outdoorsman, you've got the Master Skinner, the Master Trapper, the Junior Skinner. It's just going to be a Sportsman series or line, and that's what this one is about. It's for those that don't like a whole lot of belly, like the Junior Skinner's got. That's more versatile in the woods as far as camp chores and things like that. Feather sticks is just a more versatile woodsman's knife with that belly. And when I created this, I like a spay blade. If anybody has ever skinned game with a spay blade, then they can kind of see the resemblance there. So I took a spay blade or blade tip, and I just created that finger notch there for that right there. See that right there? That is the bomb right there. Anybody that skinned game will understand what that's all about. Okay. So anyway, that is the Sportsman's Pro, and I think this one is 99% there. Like I say, the handle is probably going to be it's going to be the same handle as what's on the Mini and the Skinner set, the series. It's so I don't like lanyards on skinning knives because they just collect crap, basically gunk and everything else. So I don't know. I may we may have a double pin here and then put the hollow pin in the back, so those that like a lanyard can put a lanyard on there. But anyway, the handle is long enough that it doesn't interfere with your grips. So it's just a matter of adding a pin there in the center, I think. And again, hollow is just a place where gore and stuff like that can get in, and it's a pain to wash out. But again, trying to satisfy my likes and also what you guys are going to need as well. So anyway, I think that this one is going to be a phenomenal southern whitetail, mule deer, Maven the Trapper at this point. You know, it's just going to be one of those knives that is going to appeal to a lot of people in the southern 48 or the lower 48 as far as game sizes. And you combine this with the junior Skinner or the master Skinner, and or in my case, I'm coming. See, the colors on it is going to match my master outdoorsman, and then you've got a set for the from fish to from trout to whitetail or hogs or anything like that. I think for me and my needs, I think that's a phenomenal set right there. So anyway, and that's just throw it in a pack and go. So anyway, that one I think is going to be released with the other Skinners. That way that, and again, the designs pretty much parts and bits and pieces of the design has been in development for a long time. And that Skinner tip is just completing design, development and field trials. So all of this has been well vetted. It's just a matter of how it's all married, and different angles is a little different than what the Skinners were. But again, those angles has been developed over several other models. So anyway, I hope all this made sense. I'm just rambling out here. It's a Sunday. And this one here, I love the field lore. I think the field lore is probably one of the top 2 or 3 field knives that I have used throughout my short life. And I like that design, but I wanted something just to scale just slightly down. The field lore is a little bit wider, has a little bit straighter edge. Tip is just slightly different. And this is a prototype C, as you can see that. Anytime you see the mirrored WC, that's a prototype or one of. It's in a series that I'm thinking about developing a design for. So when you see that, then that's more than likely a prototype, or it is a prototype that for a design that is flipping around and turning around inside this noggin. Okay, so but that right there, I think, is a phenomenal tip. A bushcraft knife, field knife, and again, it's the tip is positioned to where it would make a great Skinner as far as those first cuts, you know, running up the legs of game. up the belly, things like that. Um, and I mean, if you're not worried about puncturing the hide, then you don't really need that belly there. But anyway, I think that would be its secondary function. Its primary function is just field craft, like camp chores, whittling on sticks, firecraft, things like that. And that offset angle right there, it just, I mean, just control curls. And then when you want to just hog off some material, see how that Scandi just hogs off material? That's the difference between a Scandi and a saber. See, a saber, you can lay it down and get those real fine curls easier. I'm not saying that it's impossible to do it with a Scandi. It's just easier to do it with a saber that's got a good geometry on the grind. That's the other key. See how fine you can get those curls. And then with that Scandi, it just wants to dig in and hog off some wood. So, but anyway, and the blade's wide enough you can grab it up there on that tooth, and it's got a fine point, but not too fine. Sometimes we get too fine on our points, and they're susceptible to breaking. But anyway, just out here whittling on a stick, trying out these two different new models, seeing how they feel in the hand, and how balanced they are. Because if a knife's not balanced, it's going to tire your hand out, and so you just want to see how that is. And this one here, I mean, the balance is right there at the grip, so it's well balanced. So is the other one. These blades are about 4 inches. They're going to be out of 1/8 inch stock. More than likely a stainless steel of some type. Nitro V or AEBL, something like that. Those are very, I mean, they're economical steels, and they're just, I haven't seen anything yet in normal day-to-day use, even in the super steels, that is a noticeable difference, okay? Now in lab tests, we're not lab rats. We're out there in real world use. So if in real world use, I haven't seen anything that will match the AEBL and Nitro V that I produce. I can't speak for other companies. I can't speak for other heat treat processes, but for what I produce out of this shop, I haven't seen anything that is a noticeable difference that will justify the increased cost. Now, with that said, a 3V or something that is lab tested to be much tougher than these steels, which AEBL is pretty tough. If you look at the charts, AEBL is pretty close to 3V in toughness. But anyway, 3V is tougher. But if you want a long chopper or something like that that's going to be really beat on and stuff like that, then you may want to pay that extra money and get the upgrade. But anyway, that's just my thoughts. Hey, if a steel's working for you and that's what you want, then get it. I'm just relaying what I know and what my findings are, and that's it. Take it for what it's worth. But anyway, I was just out here just kind of playing around with these two knives, and I'm really liking them. I really do. I think that this one will be released next month with the other skinners. That way, if you guys want to choose, and I think we'll release the Sportsman, the Master Outdoorsman. If you don't know what that is, it was released with the first field lures. Then I think that we'll probably bring that one back so that everybody can get the same handles and get a matching sets and all this other stuff that they want. They more than likely will be released through Great Northern Knives. I'm relying on them quite a bit now. They're starting to do a lot of the handles for whatever's sold through their website. So I'm just doing the blades for them, heat treat grinds, things like that, a finished blade, send it to them, and they're setting the handles according to my specs and doing the shaping and everything else. So that seems to be working out pretty well. There's some hiccups here and there, but we're working through them. And if there is any issues, then please let them know, and also me as well if you don't get a satisfactory response, which I think you will. No one has contacted me with the negative response yet. And I've been dealing with or partnering with Great Northern Eyes for several years now. So, but anyway, they will be offered for first runs through Great Northern Knives on this Sportsman's Pro, the Junior Skinner and the Master Skinner first runs, and we'll also do another release of the Master Outdoorsman. And so anyway, and I'll link that video to the end of this one if you're not familiar with what the Master Outdoorsman is. So anyway, all right, it's enough of me rambling. I'm gonna continue whittling on my stick, enjoy my Sunday, get relaxed and rested up so I can hit it again on tomorrow. Tomorrow. I appreciate everything you guys do. You guys are awesome. I couldn't do this without you, and for that I am very grateful. And wish everyone a happy Mother's Day. May your day be as wonderful as you are. Okay, and we'll catch you guys again. Don't forget those plenty of Band-Aids and lots of knives. Yeah, have a good one.